No matter where you live in the world, private medical or health insurance poses many of the same obstacles when it comes to coughing up for those bills. The fact is that private healthcare is expensive throughout the globe, and medical insurance is the only way that the majority of consumers can afford it. Unfortunately, insurance does not guarantee you access to private healthcare services. Practitioners in private practice still have the freedom to charge fees that they deem they deserve. Some may toe the line and keep their bills in line with the rates that will be covered almost fully by medical insurance. However, when the economic principles of supply and demand come into question, there are the practitioners who are confident enough to charge well above and beyond what even the best insurer will cover. It is not as simple as greed but their right to do so and the willingness of their patients to fork out for their services. So how does the healthcare consumer foot the bill when their insurer's payout falls short? On one hand there are the insurance premiums to pay for and on the other is the doctor's bill. It is highly unlikely that medical insurance will pay more and it is rare where an established practitioner will agree to charge less. The gap is unfortunately on the consumer's shoulder to bridge. In some countries there are gap cover policies which will cover the shortfall between the medical insurance payout and the doctor's bill. However, this is an added monthly cost and comes with its own terms and conditions. For example, this type of gap cover may only pay for bills accrued in hospital but not on an outpatient basis. Furthermore, it will only cover a gap when a shortfall exists, meaning that medical insurance first has to pay out their portion of the bill before the gap cover pays the remainder. Where these types of gap cover policies are not available, consumers will have to dig deeper into their pockets, be it their savings, credit card, a loan or making a payment arrangement with a doctor. The patient now has the added financial worry. It is an unfortunate situation but does highlight the global problem of rising private healthcare costs coupled with financial products like medical insurance that do not completely satisfy the need for which they are intended. But the alternatives are limited and sometimes non-existent. Of course there are many who will argue that those who cannot afford it should stick to the public health sector, charitable clinics and hospitals or private practitioners who charge lower rates. After all, it is a matter of supply and demand and you can only demand what you can afford. It may be a valid argument for buying that sports car, eating at a fancy restaurant or holidaying abroad. But when one talks about healthcare it goes beyond economics. There is the human factor in the equation. More so it is often a matter of life and death. Unfortunately the choice to live or die is the hands of opposing profit-driven parties who often do not hear the pleas of those whose life it is. You the patient. Healthcare is a basic human right, not a luxury. Affording it though can be downright impossible for many. With medical gap cover, consumers have at least some protection in bridging the shortfall between what their insurer pays and doctor demands.